If you're running a business doing around 250K a year, your answer to growth isn't just, I need more clients. I want to challenge that right now, because what if I told you that more clients probably isn't your biggest opportunity? In fact, it may be the very thing keeping you stuck. Today, I want to show you why most founders hit a ceiling around this level, why working harder isn't the answer, and how can you actually build a business with assets you've already got, you're just not recognized yet. Over the last decade, I've worked with hundreds of founders helping them scale. Almost every one of them came to me asking the same question. How do I get more leads? How do I get more sales? How do I grow my revenue? But after analyzing their businesses, very rarely was marketing the actual issue. Instead, they were sitting on years of knowledge, frameworks, intellectual property, and expertise that they'd never turned into assets. They'd really just built an income, but they hadn't built any leverage in their business. So in this video, I'm going to show you literally why 250K often becomes a ceiling, why more clients can actually create more problems, the concept of asset intelligence, and the one question every founder should start asking today to create another 100K in their revenue without working more hours. The advice most founders hear is simple: run more ads, post more content, get more leads, close more clients. But here's the problem with that. If every new client needs your time, every proposal needs you, every delivery relies on you, every decision comes through you, then adding more clients isn't scaling. It's simply increasing your workload. You've become the bottleneck, and no amount of marketing fixes that. So I want to talk to you about one thing. Revenue isn't your problem anymore. Ask your audience what actually happens when another 10 clients arrive next week. Do you celebrate or do you secretly panic? Because if your first thought is, how am I going to deliver that? Then you've already found your bottleneck. Revenue isn't what limits most 250K businesses. Capacity does. Founder dependency does. The lack of scalable assets does. There are only so many hours that you can actually sell, and eventually time always wins, or you just need to keep adding staff and costs, which means if revenue depends entirely on your diary, your business has a ceiling. Second point is, I want you to stop thinking revenue and start thinking assets. This is where I introduce one of the biggest concepts we teach inside the Online Edge. That's called asset intelligence. Most founders ask us, how do we make more money? But it's the wrong question. The better question is, what valuable assets have I already built that could generate more money? Because every business creates assets. The problem is most founders don't recognize them. Maybe you've developed a unique framework, a proven methodology, maybe you've got templates, maybe you've got a client onboarding process, software, data, ideas. Every one of these has value. Most businesses simply leave them sitting on the shelf. Let me talk to you briefly about one of our clients come to us. She's an expert in her field. She had already some assets in her business. We reworked those assets into a better offer, which added another 5 to 7K a month revenue to her business. And then we launched a scalable program and she did 45K in sales. She's now growing that process through. So everyone's sitting on assets that they already have in their business. Most of the time, you just don't really recognize what those types of assets are. But also things like, I need a bigger community. I need to be a guru, a marketing guru, is just simply not true. Most businesses have assets in their business they can sell today. Third point I want to bring up is technology is what gives assets leverage. Everyone's talking about AI, everyone wants automation, everyone wants software, but technology isn't the strategy. Technology is simply the bridge. When you combine technology with valuable intellectual property, that's where businesses become scalable. Your knowledge becomes software, your expertise becomes an assessment, your methodology becomes an AI assistant. Your systems become automation. Your process becomes recurring revenue. Technology allows your assets to work while you're doing something else. Now that's completely different than selling your time every day. My next question is to ask a better question. Instead of asking, how do I get another client? Start asking, what asset could I build that creates another 100K? We call that asset stacking. That question changes everything, because now you're no longer solving today's revenue problem, you're actually building tomorrow's wealth. This is why I believe so many founders stay stuck. Not because they aren't talented, not because there isn't enough demand, but because they're focusing on growing just revenue instead of growing their assets. even simple systems. Revenue keeps the light on, assets increase business value over time. Assets create leverage, they compound, they build wealth, just like other asset classes. If this has got you thinking now, I've created a free asset intelligence assessment. I'll help you identify which hidden assets are already inside your business and where your next 100K opportunity could be. Click the link below, go and take the assessment, because before you chase another client, make sure you're not sitting on an asset that's worth far more than the next sales.